Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here. So I thought it'd be fun, since I've, gotten a lot of subscribers and followers on Twitter and whatnot, to do a Q&A. Let's let you guys ask any questions that you want to hear my opinion about or anything about me, so thought I'd give it a shot. So I'm going to try and get through as many questions as possible without making this like a 2-hour long video. So hopefully I get through all of them, and we'll see how we go. So there we are. So Michael Theodore asks, if possible, give a shout out to Preacher on AMC. It's awesome and needs some more attention. Sure, watch Preacher. Why not? It sounds pretty good. I haven't seen it yet, but why not? It's the show. It's the show where a one-eyed John Goodman beats a George Clooney with a stick. Wait, that's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Watch that too. Watch Preacher and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Why not? Movieblogger.com asks, what is your worst superhero movie of all time? So if you don't know, movieblogger.com is a really cool website. I post my stuff there. A lot of other people post reviews of all sorts of movies and whatnot. It's a really cool site, and you should check it out. So there's two ways you can come at this. So there's movies like the first Ghost Rider movie or Ben Affleck's Daredevil, where they're good representations of the heroes for the most part, but as a general movie are failures. Or there's ones that fail, that are okay movies in general, but fail as representing the character, like Man of Steel or, the Batman Returns kind of thing. But I gotta go with one that is both, and that is Steel with Shaquille O'Neal, which rhymes. This one failed to represent the character and was a terrible movie at the same time, and was a box office dud. It is an awful, awful movie in every sense of the word. Yeah, that's the worst superhero movie of all time, Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. How to Be Wild asks, favorite live-action Batman? Well, I'm always going to say this, Adam West, because he's the only Batman that you would imagine he actually dresses up as Batman and runs around the streets. I think he really does that in life. So Adam West is forever Batman. That's who it is. Bella Ashwood, she comments a lot and talks to me on Twitter a bunch, so hi Bella. Bella Ashwood asks, what's your favorite film director and why? Well, I usually don't follow a lot of directors because directors can be very inconsistent. Like, if you were to ask me after 300 and Watchmen, I would have said Zack Snyder's a goddamn genius. Now we know better. But I'd say the most consistent and makes the most consistent good movies would be Steven Spielberg. He's just done a great job over his whole career and has built a long career over it. So yeah, Steven Spielberg. A Recast Podcast asks, dick in a haggis or haggis in your arse? I'm assuming since you said arse, you're somewhere in the UK, and I believe English slang dick is sausage. So yeah, I'd love some sausage and haggis. That sounds delicious. Why not? Ryan Cole, he's a Violent Cause. He does some really good reviews online on YouTube as well, so check him out. Violent Cause. Anyways, Ryan Cole asks, have you ever considered writing your own movie? What interests you in the most as a creator? Actually, in high school, I wrote a slasher-style movie, horror movie, that was based on the haunted highway that went right by my house at the time. And somewhere around here, I have a script I wrote for a solo Nightwing movie that would have been a sequel to Dark Knight. So yeah, I've tried to write a few. I'm alright at it. Genre that probably interests me the most as someone making something would be horror. I have a big love for makeup and physical effects, things like that. My database of all the movies I own says I own the most comedies, but I don't see myself writing comedies ever. I don't think I could do that. It takes some real talent to write a comedy. But yeah, I'd say horror movies, and yeah, me and Doug have talked about doing some movies a couple times. We'll see if that ever comes to fruition. We'll see. Another one from the movieblogger.com. If someone was to make a movie about your life, who would play you and who would direct? Well, of course, the person that looks most like me is Stephen Amell. Come on, check. Separated at birth, right? No. I guess maybe Josh Gad or Fat Jonah Hill, maybe? I don't know. I'm really good at picking up what other people look like actor-wise, but I don't think I look like anybody actor-wise. If you do think I look like somebody, let me know in the comments, but I really don't think I do. And Darren Aronofsky would be the only person that can handle my life story. Oh yeah. Dusty Benjamin asks, what do you consider the best 80s movie? Well, if an alien were to come down from space and only had like an hour and a half to 2 hours and ask for a representation of the 80s, Rocky IV. The only thing it's missing is dumb hair and bright outfits, but everything about that is super 80s, and I wholeheartedly enjoy it every time I watch it. I absolutely love Rocky IV. Yeah, Rocky IV. Awesome. Bella's back. Bella Ashwood. How would you spend your last day on Earth if the world as we know it was to come to an end? So not just I'm gonna die, but everybody's gonna die. I would do all the destructive things. I would do all the drugs. I'd break all the things. I would smash as much as I would just be destructive to myself and everything around me. Just screw it. We're tearing it down. Yeah. All right. Michael Theodore asks, favorite era of Batman comics? Neil Adams 70s, Dark Knight 80s, Nightfall 90s, early 2000 with No Man's Land, and Hush or the New 52. Well, when I started reading, sort of getting into comics, it was pretty close to the Nightfall time, but I have read a fair amount of those since then, and they don't hold up to time. My favorite would be kind of early to mid 2000s, right before the New 52 change, with the original Batman Inc. and Battle for the Cowl. It was a really good time in Batman and DC Comics in general. That's why I was so confused about the New 52 reboot. It's like, man, you guys are doing a fine job right now. Why you gotta reboot it? Man. Fernando Rangel asks, koalas or penguins? Now, I know koalas are marsupials, but they're still koala bears. And when the bears start their all-out war on humans, I'm going to have to assume koalas are going to join the bear side, and so yeah, I can't trust them, so penguins. Plus, penguins are always followed around by Morgan Freeman narrating everything they're doing, so they got that going for them. Bella Ashwood asks, favorite DC or Marvel supervillain or villains? Well, Marvel, I gotta say, probably Mr. Sinister. He's always got something weird going on and does something strange. I like him. And right around when the first Iron Man movie came out, they started a run of comics called The Invincible Iron Man. And it had Obadiah Stane's son, who was creating arc reactors that would blow people up, and kind of creating suicide bombers with that, and that was really screwed up, and he's a really just nutso character, and I loved what they did with him. So yeah, those two I'd say probably for Marvel. DC, of course, the Joker is always a classic. Yeah, maybe the Riddler. He's pretty cool. Most of the Batman Rogues Gallery is pretty good. Count Vertigo. Count Vertigo is another good one. So, yeah, there's some. And also in Marvel, I almost forgot Carnage. I love Carnage. He's just insane. It's amazing. Movieblogger.com asks, if you were stuck on a desert island, and could only read one comic, what would that be? It would be the comic where Batman drew me a map on how to get off the island and had a bunch of survival tactics in it. Now, probably Watchmen, or surprisingly enough, Essential Spider-Man, any of those books. They're collections of the Spectacular Spider-Man books from the 70s, and they're just dripping with like 70s cheese, and I just love laughing at them. They're not even trying to be funny, but I find them hilarious. So that's a read if you want something goofy. Is Essential Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, 1 through 5. Pretty good. Jose E. Berto, hopefully I said that right, asks, best Game of Thrones season. Well, see, here's the thing. I watch Game of Thrones, and I'm all up to date, but I'm not into it as much as most people. I don't know. I just kind of get through it. I'm not super, like, into it. There's some moments, like, the battle for Castle Black was great. About a full season. Each season really had some downfalls. I don't even know. Probably season 1. I think that's where we see Emily Clark's boobs the most. So there you go. Season 1. All right. Bella Ashwood asks, Sam, Dean, Castel, or Crowley? Hashtag Supernatural. Well, good thing you put the hashtag there because I have no idea. I've never seen Supernatural at all. If I were to just guess at somebody, I would say Olicity. That's right. Because love never dies, and neither will Olicity. Damn it. And finally, Henry Sanchez asks, what is the one question you don't want to answer? That is, where did you hide the bodies? So, that was my first Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you really did like it, let me know in the comments. Follow me on Twitter at @wizard_Matt. And I'll let you know when I'm going to try this again if I, felt like it was a good success. So, I hope I answered all your questions. So until next time, hold on to your hold slots.